The topic is CVP. CVP stands for what here? Cost volume profit analysis. Yeah, which is also known as break-even analysis or short-term planning. Short-term planning, decision making, many names out of nothing, because really this is the easiest topic ever. When we plan for profit, we say in our last class that we must always be able to remember our profit equation, where our pi will always be equal to CMX minus what here, somebody? Minus fixed cost. So profit is total contribution minus fixed cost of the organization. We're going to use this formula to answer this question that now all of them should be having. And all these questions are very, very similar. So you will be happy at the end of the day. Yeah. So this is the question made to question 3B. Actually 3B, not 3A, 3B. 3B. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are told here, you have been appointed to head the management accounting department of XYZ. So in this case here, you think like a head of department. You're not just anybody. And we must get this question right because we are heading departments. The company is in the process of making a decision on pricing of one of its products. Additional information. During the year 2014, XYZ Limited sold 80,000 units at a price of 10 shillings each. The total cost per unit was 6, out of which 4 was variable. So when you see them telling you that, they will not give you fixed cost anywhere. So a good student should be able to use the current production, the current output to give us total fixed cost. So is there somebody from note number 1 who is able to see the total fixed cost? Because they have given me the total cost per unit, which is 6. And then 4 is variable. So meaning that fixed is 2. Because you see 6 is the total cost. And then variable is 4. So in that case here, then I will very comfortably, ladies and gentlemen, say here that my total fixed cost, I'll be able to say here that my total fixed cost is 2 times the current output level. Is it 180 or 80? 80,000. 80,000. So then this gives us total fixed cost of what here, somebody? So this is the current fixed costs, which will be used in our question as we continue. Great. So at least we have a mark. We are reasoning like heads of departments now. So we are told there, for the year coming now, 2015, the following cost and demand estimates have been made. So you can see we have 3 states versus probabilities versus variable costs. So then you can see the change in fixed cost. So then I would want to know the new fixed costs given the 3 states. So we have here pessimistic, most likely, and optimistic. Optimistic. So what have they told us about pessimistic? That the fixed cost will increase by, are you able to see this column here? Increase by 40%. So if it increases by 40%, then that one will be 160,000 times 140%. Because you see, normally it's 100. So if it's going to increase by 40%, so you multiply it with 1.4. Which somebody is telling me it is 224,000. 224,000. Thank you very much. Most likely, they have told us that this fixed cost will be increasing by what percentage? 25%. So the new one will be at 125%. 200,000, I'm told. 200,000, I'm told. From there, we have optimistic, which will be 160,000. So for optimistic, what is the percentage increase? 10. So multiply this by 110%. 176, 176,000, like this. So these are fixed costs. These are fixed costs. These are fixed costs. So within, in this case here, though, very states, we should have a column here for variable costs. Variable costs, they were gracious enough. They gave us the figures under each estimate. Very gracious examiner. He told us here, you can see variable cost. Pessimistic is 5, 4.5, and then what here, somebody? 4. So 5, 4.5, and then 4, like that. Great. We are making serious progress. Then you can see demand estimates. You can see demand estimates. Yeah. If we charge a price of 14, under the 3 states, you can see the 3 demand values, 42, 60, 65. Are you able to see that? If we charge 17, again, you can see there. Note number 3, if XYZ Limited decides to maintain the current price, if they maintain the current price, by the way, what is the current price? Have they given us the current price? The variable and the fixed costs are expected to vary as shown in note 2 above. Yeah, recommend the price that should be adopted by the company on the basis of what your profitability. So remember, the current price is given in note number 1. During the year 2014, XYZ Limited sold 80,000 units at a price of what year? 10. So should they maintain a price of 10, we are told that the quantity will be 80,000. But the variable cost and the fixed cost will be the new ones here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 prices to evaluate. They want us to evaluate the 3 prices, and then we settle on the price which is going to give us the highest profit. Remember, we're doing profit planning. So let's, in this case here, analyze this price over 10. Because there is no way you'll tell me, Mwalimu, go for a new price. We can't make that kind of a jump. Because you could easily, in this case here, be getting yourself out of a frying pan to what here, somebody? To fire. So we must always evaluate the current status. We must always evaluate the current status. So the current status, ladies and gentlemen, we are selling this at 10. So the price is 10. Yeah, and the quantity, in this case here, they have told us regardless of the state of nature, the quantity will remain the same. That is what they have told us. I'm not the one who is saying that. If we charge a price of 10, the only parameters that will change will be fixed cost and what here? Variable cost. That is what they have told us. They're not giving us any information about new quantities should we decide to sell at the 10 bob. You can see here, if XYZ Limited decides to maintain the current price, the variable and the fixed costs are expected to vary as shown in note 2 above. And there is nowhere they're giving us information about this 80,000 quantity varying. So not a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We are wise people. We shall come and provide the 3 profits. So we underline this. And then we do, remember our equation. Don't forget our equation. Our profit equation is price minus variable cost multiplied by X minus what here, somebody? Do you remember that the contribution margin, we normally get contribution margin by taking price minus variable? Yeah. So then we start in this case here with profit. In this case here, pessimistic. So profit pessimistic. Profit pessimistic. Do we know the price we're going to charge? The selling price, do we know it? Good students. It is going to be 10 throughout. Yeah. So we have here 10. If in this case here, pessimistic environment prevails, what will be the variable cost? Pessimistic is here. 5. Yeah. Into, I'm following that equation for profit planning multiplied by our quantity. So the quantity will be how many units here throughout. You have said, if we charge a price of 10, the quantity will remain at what here, somebody? 80,000. Do we know the pessimism fixed costs? Anybody who is able to see the pessimism fixed cost? The online guys are not seeing it. Pessimism fixed cost is 224,000. Could you be gracious enough by giving me this profit here? These are subjects I've never understood why students fail. It is the easiest subject in CPA. Everything is being given to you. 176,000. 176,000. So long as you reason as a senior manager, that is it. You pass. So go ahead and give us profit of a pie. If in this case here we have most likely. Most likely. So most likely now you are following this format. Most likely we are following this format. Do we know the selling price? It is 10 minus the variable cost and the most likely. Variable cost and the most likely is 4.5. The quantity is not going to fluctuate. The quantity is 80,000. But remember, fixed costs are fluctuating, right? So fixed cost most likely is 200,000. So then this one here will give us what figure? According to Lavi, we have 240,000. Thank you so much. And then we have here profit. If in this case it's optimism, we are looking at. So remember the selling price is not changing, but the variable cost, of course, under optimism, I can see a good variable cost of 4 times 80,000 minus fixed cost under optimism, which is 176,000. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, what figure are we getting here? 3,000 or 4,000. Is that okay? Now we have gotten the final parameters. Now we need to ask ourselves, do we know the respective probabilities of our environments? The probabilities of our environments have been given. The probabilities of our environments have been given here, 0.2, 0.3, 0. But even in the second table, we have the same probabilities. So we have 0.2, 0.3, and then 0. So what shall we use those probabilities for? Expected profit. Use them to get what we call expected profit. Use them to get what we call expected profit. Use them, get what we call expected profit. The AMA, okay, language used is twisted. That is why we are here, J. J with me, the language will be okay. Don't worry. So then expected profit, I will take 176,000 times the probability, plus 240,000 times that probability, plus 3,000 or 4,000 times 0.5, which will end up giving us what expectation? Expected profit. I repeat, remember expected profit, you are taking X times probability, Yeah, so we have here 176,000 times 0.2 plus 240,000 times 0.3 plus 3,000 or 4,000 times 0.5. So we have B giving me expected profit of 259. Thank you so much. So then with your permission, I will be able to go and tackle the next price in the question. The next price given in the question is a price of 14 Kenya shillings. So with your permission, can I rub this? Abuto, yeah, thank you so much. Great, great. So now we are looking for the profit when we charge a price of 14. So now we have a price of 14. Not a problem. Go ahead and give me profit under pessimism. Pessimistic. Yeah, so we know that profit equals P minus V, like that. Yeah, great. So if we charge a price of 14, yeah, so then the price here will be 14. Pessimism, are you able to see the variable cost under pessimism? No, you're not talking to me. Pessimism, what is the variable cost? 5. Under pessimism, the price of 14, are you able to see the quantity? Price of 14. Are you able to see the quantity? No, most of them can't see because in an exam, most of them will use 80,000. No, no. Under the price of 14, you can see the demand, which is the same as quantity. 42,000. Yeah, 2,000. So times 42,000 minus fixed cost pessimism. Fixed cost pessimism is 224,000. Great. So get ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and give us an answer there. Ulikuwa umeifanya hii swali ama? You're doing it now. Then you must be very fast. Hey, that's very good. 154,000. Then go ahead and give us profit, most likely. Most likely. So please now do that one on your own. Do that one on your own. Now you're substituting everything on your own, eh? Now you're substituting everything on your own. And it's long since I gave somebody 1,000 bob, eh? I don't know whether nowadays I'm broke, but also nowadays I've become so busy. You guys gave me lots of work. You see, like last semester, I wasn't teaching AMA. I wasn't teaching many papers. This semester, nimesema mzee, tuko na wewe throughout. 370,000. Have you gotten 370? Aya, tufanye pamoja. So you see the price is 14, isn't it? Most likely, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, variable cost is what here? 4.5. What is the most likely quantity under price of 14? 60,000. 60,000 minus fixed costs and most likely 200,000. So then this is what this sister has done. Okay, we shall overcome, Paul. We shall overcome. And then after this question, I'm doing the payoff question for last semester. Eh? Last semester, they gave us a very easy payoff question. And I can tell you that question, over 80% of the students did nothing. Yeah, did nothing. So why am I telling you that you look for that question up front? It's because I don't want us to reach there. That is when people are looking for the question. Eh? So a good student should be able to get that question and then they screenshot it and give it to me in the group. In the group. So Firdaus. Amenipatia answer ya 474,000. Is that okay? Amenaka uongo hiyo. Hiyo figure ni uongo. Aya. Hii ni ya tatu. Aya, wacha nifanye ya tatu, mko mbele yangu sana. So optimistic. So optimistic, ladies and gentlemen, we have here 14. The most, not most, but optimistic variable cost is 4. How about the quantity here at 14? Millie G has given me this as 370. Yeah, and this is 5,000 minus optimistic, ladies and gentlemen, which happens to be 176,000. So this is how they got what figure? It doesn't stop there. You must give us the probabilities, which you guys already know for the states. So we have here 0.2. Is it 0.2 or 0.3? The first one. 0.2, 0.3, and then 0.5, isn't it? Get ahead and give me expected profit. Expected profit. Yeah, already Purity. And I like how Purity is calling herself CPA finalist. Of course, outside there, they can kill you, eh? But in the class, you are very okay because you are, that's a prayer. Answered, of course. Now you are already there. It is in tandem with what we call we shall overcome. We shall overcome, yes. So 378,800, eh? So 3, you will take this 154,000 times 0.2 plus 370,000 times 0.3 plus 474,000 times 0.5, which gives us 378,800. Now we have the last price. What is the last price? 17 shillings. So for 17 shillings, is there somebody who thinks they can do it on their own? You think so? Let me give you a minute. Thank you so much. I like the confidence. I like the confidence. Actually, this class, I mean, like what I normally see you guys doing on WhatsApp, you've really improved. Although I don't get time to talk a lot, but I mean, I'm able to observe. I'm able to observe, which is really good. Now we are doing, we're evaluating this price of 17, and I'm giving you exactly 3 minutes. I'm giving you exactly 3 minutes. And you need to discuss. The guys who are with me physically here, only that now you can't cross over, right? Then the other thing you're supposed to know when you're a physical student, whenever you pass, in front of my camera, you'll be in my videos for the next 30, 40 years. So don't come suing me. So you're passing in front of my camera, always smile. So we are evaluating the last price of 17. If I were you, I would write, even if I get it wrong, so long as I've written, I've made, in this case here, my efforts. And then, of course, I told you, ladies and gentlemen, last time that we must always get a way of giving a very good output to someone else. So, for example, in the house, if you are staying with somebody, after I've done this question, just tell this guy, please, I know you're not an accountant, but just listen to me. I just want to teach you this. Because if you can't teach these things to someone, then you've understood nothing. You can create a Zoom, and I have a friend here. Yeah. Get to teach each other, because without teaching, you have not understood the concept. AMA is an analytical paper. It needs a lot of evaluations, a lot of analysis. And the best way of evaluating yourself is by trying to teach others. That is when you will be able to realize even my name of CPA, Chief Ninja, is very serious. Because when you're teaching, you'll be able to realize you knew even nothing when it was being taught. So for 17, how much are we getting? 500,000 and 450 shillings. 17. All of them just finished. This girl, she's running. All right, my good students, I've gotten a sample so I can continue. I can go ahead and now tackle this together. Chelsea is saying, and Chelsea is a very strong team. Chelsea man is saying it is 196,487. Oh, the first one. Oh, Chelsea, I'm looking at the last answer. I want the last answer. It is 500 or 50. That's what they are telling me here. I wish I had money. I would have given you something. But I'm really happy. 500 for 50. Is it your first time you're doing this paper? Oh, great. Or you did a May last semester? Oh, okay, great. Online, or today you've listened to visitors, which is very good. Actually, any student who is around here, whenever you're in Nairobi, you should come and visit us. You study from here live. Yeah, you need to come and visit us. You study like what your friend is doing around here. So thank you so much. I can see very many wrong answers, which really is very, very good, because that means that you've put in some efforts. You've put in some effort. So allow me to come and look at this profit. If in this case here, we charge 17 bob. If we charge 17 bob. If we charge 17 bob, my good students, I'm using this formula. So my profit here will be equal to the selling price, of course, is 17, isn't it? Yeah, so we are starting with pessimistic. So 17 minus the pessimistic variable cost, which was 5, right? If you're charging 17, then the pessimistic demand is 42,000. No, 35,000, isn't it? Pessimistic demand is 35,000. And then we have the pessimistic fixed cost, which is 224,000. Would you be kind enough by giving me this answer? Could you be kind enough by giving me this answer, the first one? 196,000. Thank you so much, Achie. And then we go to profit under most likely. So under most likely, of course, we can see the selling price is 17 minus the most likely variable cost, which is 4.5. Yeah. How about most likely quantity? 55,000. Do we have the most likely fixed cost? 200,000, isn't it? So please go there and deduct and give us a figure. So from this ninja called Marion, 487, 500. 487, 500. Then we have here profit optimistic. So in this case here, the price is 17. How about optimistic fixed cost? Variable cost for optimistic demand, 62,000. Optimistic fixed cost. So which will give you what figure? 630,000. So remember our probability is still for the three environments stand, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5 like that. So then we can very easily give our examiner the expected profit. Yeah, expected profit. So we are taking there 196,000 times 0.2 plus 487 times 0.3 plus 630,000 times 0.5, which gives us what figure at the end of the day? 500 or 50. Thank you so much. So have we finished the question? No. No. At the end of the day, they wanted us to recommend a selling price, an optimal price, which will be maximizing our profit. Which will be maximizing our profit. So which price do we recommend? The one that is well aligned with the highest expected profit. So you mentioned there that you own up, that is management accounting. I recommend a selling price of Kenya shillings 17. You underline. That's how now senior managers, heads of departments, right? Is that okay? Great. So then mention there now a big title, payoff tables and the decision trees. Now, if you're keen enough, you must have realized that I've done two questions. The one that I did last in our last class and this one, they are very, very similar. Are you able to see the similarity? How I've rubbed. I've done two questions. 2 times 80,000. Okay, Tom, no problem. Great. So if I were an examiner this semester, that's what I would have done. I would have brought a question that is quite close to, because I've done two questions. Very similar. Tom, no, look at this. During the year 2014, XYZ Limited sold 80,000 units at a price of 10 each. The total cost per unit is 6. You see, within total cost, what do we have? Fixed cost and variable cost. So in this case here, total cost is 6, of which 4 is variable. Now, Tom, no, look at this, Tom, no. So Tom, no, if you look at this, we know that our total cost is fixed cost plus what here, somebody? And the total cost is 6. Fixed cost we don't have. They have told us variable cost is 4. Therefore, fixed cost will be 6 minus 4. 2 per unit. So times the current production to get total fixed cost. I hope Tom, no, that is helpful. So now we are writing there, payoff table and the decision trees. Remember in our last class, I also introduced you somehow to these decision trees, but would want to do them now intensively. And I would want us to straight away go to these. Yeah, great. Oh, there is a question you haven't answered, part 2. What have they asked in part 2? Just a moment, I'm trying to get a question. It's running away. Yeah. So in this case here, they want us to determine the break-even number of units at the selling price. Sorry for that, I would have missed that out. Determine the break-even number of units at the selling price above. So I will give you the formula, and then I get to see whether there is anybody who will get this break-even quantity easily. Let me give you the formula. You even know it. You even know it. I believe you know it. X break-even equals who? X break-even. We shall overcome. I gave you the formula last time. It is fixed cost over contribution margin. So remember, we have recommended a price. We have everything really. We have everything that can enable us get this number of units that will be able to enable us break even. We have everything. Now listen, let me help you, right? So ladies and gentlemen, should we charge a price of 17 shillings? Do we know how much fixed cost we're going to incur? No. There are three possibilities. Under pessimistic, what was the fixed cost? Fixed cost under pessimistic? 224,000. Yeah. Most likely 200,000. Then we have in this case optimistic. We don't know. If we charge a specific price, we don't know which fixed cost will be incurred. All right. But fortunately, we know the probabilities. 0.2, 0.3, and then point what here, somebody? So I can easily get what we call expected fixed costs. So this will be 224,000 times 0.2 plus 200,000 plus 176 times 0.5. So is there somebody who is able to give me this expected fixed cost? So I'm being given a figure of 152, 192, 800. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, for me to be able to get a contribution margin, we need variable cost. And even this variable cost, we're not so sure which variable cost will happen. There are three possibilities under the three states. So pessimistic, most likely, then optimistic. So what was the pessimistic variable cost? 5. How about most likely? Then lastly, fortunately, we know the probabilities. So this is 0.2, 0.3, and then 0.5. So please give me the expected. Give me the expected variable cost. So it will be 5 times 0.2 times 0.3, which gives me 4 point. The online guys are telling me it's 4.35. The online ninjas, they're getting 4.35. Then now I can answer this question very comfortably. Because I know that the fixed cost here is 198, 192, 800 divided by, CM. CM is price minus variable cost. What is the selling price here? Yeah, it is at the price that you have recommended above. which is 17 minus this 4.35. So is there somebody who is able to give us an answer now here? 15 to 41. 15, 241. That is what you needed to have done to get the break-even quantity. So the examiner there was a little bit tricky, but I mean, that's okay. That's okay. So we had to average the fixed cost and we had to average the variable cost. That's what the only difference there. Now, please mention there for us, payoff table and decision trees. Payoff table and decision trees. Prayer, great. Yeah, prayer, 5 minutes prayer time. So I shall come back at exactly 6:56. Yeah, Chirichiri says, Mwalimu, you are too fast. Is it? Ah, okay. Stop recording. Right. So we want to get X break even. How do we get X break even? The formula you have to cram. It's fixed cost over contribution margin. So then if we charge a price of 17, there are 3 fixed costs. So fixed cost hapa ziko 3. Kuna ile fixed cost ya pessimistic. Yeah, kuna fixed cost ya most likely na kuna fixed cost ya gani somebody? Optimistic. We have done these fixed costs up there, if you remember. The fixed cost for pessimistic, how much do we have there? 224,000. I hope you are able to remember how we got this. Yeah, and then most likely 200,000. I hope you are able to remember this. This 176,000. And then we have probabilities, 0.2, 0.5. And because we don't know which one will prevail, then we work with what we call an average fixed cost. So give us average. So yeah, average, or in this case here, expected fixed cost. So how do we get this? It is XP. It is X times probability. So we have here 224,000 times 0.2, or this one here. So add 200,000 times 0.3, or we have 176,000 times 0.5, which will end up giving us what fixed cost here expected? 192,800. So up to here, all of us, are we together? Somebody, especially the guys who are complaining. Have you seen how we got our fixed cost? Yeah, yeah. So then we go ahead and we get, in this case here, contribution margin. How do we get contribution margin? It is price minus variable cost. Price is known. We know in part 2, we chose a price of 17. But now when you come to variable cost, there are 3 of them. 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 So we have to write them down. So we have here pessimism. We have here most likely. And then we have in this case here optimism. Yeah, so this is what here, somebody? Not fixed cost, but variable cost. Sorry for that. 5, 4.5, 4. Probabilities are the same. 0.2, 0.3, 0.5. So come and give me expected variable cost, which will be 5 times 0.2 plus 4.5 times 0.3 plus 4 times 0.5. Which will give us what figure here, somebody? 4.35. So 17 minus 4.35. 17 minus 4.35. Remember, to get contribution margin, it is price minus variable cost. Price minus variable cost. Yeah. So then you'll be able to come and take your calculator. You say this divided by this minus this divided by open brackets, 17 minus 4.35, you close. Then you say equals. So what figure are we getting here, ladies and gentlemen? 15,241, right? Yeah, and also try to give us answers. Try to give us answers. 15,241 units, isn't it? It's good to put them. You have to put them here. 4.106. So I hope that is okay. And you're promising, Mwalimu, you shall be always reading your notes before you come to class, for us to make great progress. This is a subject that we have to do, both of us. It is you and myself. It is you and myself. Do your part, I do my part, and everybody will be very happy because this is the best subject in CPA. Like now, there is a ninja asking me there that, how did you get fixed cost? I would have wanted to answer that, but that means now we have wrapped. We have wrapped those things now. And then there is a video. You'll be able to watch the video later. Great. We agreed on Thursday class, Great. So then the payoff table, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at this question. Payoff table, for you to understand how do we compute payoffs and how do we make decisions. So August 2025, question number 1, boy. August 2025, question number 1, boy. And then the other advice, just try to be keen, try to give us answers. Even when you are getting wrong answers, post an answer. I want us to love this subject as we move along. So payoff tables and addition trees. So then here we are. August 2025, question number 1, boy. Have you gotten the question already? Umbrella, I saw dust. Lee General, okay. This was a very easy question. Those guys who are discussing about LM, focus here. Let's focus on this first. LM is at 8 p.m. It's far away. So you start by reading the requirement, construct a payoff table showing all the possible outcomes. Advise the management of 𝐻𝐿 Limited on the optimal level of production based on the expected values. So really, this was a very easy question, but over 80% of the students never got this right. So we are told 𝐻𝐿 Limited. Have you gotten the question? 𝐻𝐿 Limited is a company that specializes in the production of umbrellas for the year ended 31st December 2026. The company is planning to produce special promotional umbrellas branded Jumbo. 𝐻𝐿 Limited wishes to determine the optimal number of umbrellas that should be produced. You haven't gotten the question, right? Okosawa. Additional information. If all the umbrellas are sold within the year, when you are very lucky, then they would be sold at a very high price of 900. If the company is unable to sell all the umbrellas within the year 2026, then they would be sold in the following year at a very low price of 300. The production cost per umbrella is 400. The demand for the umbrellas depends on the performance of the economy, which is highly unpredictable. The following are the possible states of the economy. We have economy good, average, poor, probability. Then we have a number of umbrellas demanded. 6, 𝐻𝐿 Limited has to decide to produce the umbrellas at one of the states of the economy in order to match forecast demand. The opportunity cost of not selling an umbrella that is demanded is 100. So you can see the demand there, 500, 350, 300. Great. Yeah, so this is how our payoff table looks like. So payoff table. So we have, USA Limited. So we have alternatives, decision, alternatives here. Yeah. And then we have our states of nature here. Great. So we have three decision alternatives. Three decision alternatives. First of all, the states of nature are probabilistic. What you are seeing there being demanded, which is probabilistic, are our states of nature. So there are three of them. In this case here, there is a demand of how many units? 500,000. 350,000. They are probabilistic. And then lastly, what do we have there? 300,000. So the demanded units are probabilistic. Probabilistic events are the ones we take here to the states of nature, because states of nature are those uncontrollable. Let me repeat, ladies and gentlemen, you can see here, they have told us from note number 5, you can see the demanded units, they are probabilistic. So those ones which are probabilistic, they are states of nature, we take them up there. So we have 500, 350, then we have 300,000 like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can see chart. Sorry, just a minute. 1 minute. Oh, it's August 2025, August 2025, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Now, remember the rules of demand and supply. If demand is 300, we always want to meet the supply. We always want to meet the demand by supplying those 300. So whenever you see a question of demand, where the states of nature of demand, always ensure that here you have your supply, and you must match. So the first supply here should have been 500,000. The second one here, ladies and gentlemen, should have been 350,000. And then lastly, we have 300 what here? 300,000. You must match like that. You must match them. You must match them like that. So let me know once you finish drawing the skeleton, the structure. Once you finish drawing the structure, so remember this is supply, demand. Supply and demand, you always take the same quantities. Whatever quantities you have here are the same quantities you shall have under decision alternatives. Under decision alternatives. So and if you have any question, like right now is the best time to ask now, before we wrap anything. Let me write properly here. So these are decision alternatives. These are just alternatives. You can write the name decision alternatives like that. Decision. So we are in the process of deciding. We can see what the demand is. So we are deciding, do we supply 500 or do we supply 350 or do we supply 300? Yeah. And now, of course, you have these. These ones are non-probabilistic. So once you finish putting up this structure, please write there Y for yes. Y for yes. Write there Y for yes. Just the structure itself. Great. Thank you so much. Great. So I'm waiting for you, ninjas. Once you finish, you can just do your thumbs like this. Thank you so much. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, what then happens here is that we have got 2 seasons. We can sell all these umbrellas in this year and fetch a very good price. A price of how much? A price of 900. Yeah, if we sell them, all of them this year, then we fetch a very good price. Like now, look at this. Look at this question. This, I'll call this one here number 1. I will call this number 2. I will call this number 3. I will call this number 4. This is cell number 5, cell number 6, cell number 7, cell number 8, cell number 9. Ladies and gentlemen, cell number 1. What is happening in cell number 1? You're matching the supply vis-a-vis the demand. So our sales were supplied how many? 500. How many, ladies and gentlemen, are being demanded? 500. So how many shall we sell? We shall sell everything. We are lucky. We sell everything. At what price? At a price of 900. Because there is nothing that is perishing. We took 500,000 to the market, and 500,000 are being demanded. So we sell everything minus the cost of production. So the cost of supplying the 500,000. Is there somebody who is able to see the cost of supplies per unit? The cost of supplies per unit. Anybody who is able to see that from the question? The cost of supplies per unit. It's 400, Bob, isn't it? Yeah. They have told us, look at note 3. The production cost per umbrella is 400. So minus 400. Minus 400. Or rather, 500,000 times 400. So is there somebody who is able to give us an answer now here? If it's too huge, you can cut the many zeros, eh? If it is too huge, you can cut the many zeros. Not 250 million, eh? So you can write our answers in millions. So I'm being told in shillings millions, yeah, whatever answer you get there, you simply cut the many millions. You cut the many millions. Now, I would want us to go to scenario number 2, and you try to think loudly, because you're an accountant just like myself. How much shall we get in form of profit in number 2? Just try reasoning out. Try reasoning out. Try reasoning out. Scenario number 2, before I do it, just try and give us a figure. Throw a figure there. Even if you don't get it right, so what? Just try. Even if you don't get it right, so what? Just try. Even if you don't get it right, just try. The second scenario was very interesting. First scenario, many people were able to get it right, but the second scenario, not many. Because you're matching supplies and demand. You're matching supplies and demand. Just try. Even if you don't get it right, so what? So what? So long as you try, that's a very good learning opportunity I'm giving you. Very good learning opportunity that I'm giving you. Now that all of us have been able to put our heads around this, let's compare notes and see. Let's compare notes and see. My good student, 3,000 umbrellas to the market. But in this case here, they are only being demanded how many? So I can see myself perishing with some umbrellas. Yeah, I can see myself perishing with some umbrellas. Supply, of course, this is what I'm taking to the market. Eh? Yeah, and demand, that's what is being asked by. What is being asked by? The consumers. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please listen. Here, how many have I taken? The supply here is 500,000. Demanded 350. So then how many do I sell? The guys who gave us an answer here. How many do I sell in this cell? We sell 350. We can't force customers. We sell 350. Yeah, at this normal price of what here, somebody? 900. What happens with the 150,000? You know, there is 150,000 that we have unsold. They perish. We shall be able to sell them another season, isn't it? At what price? At a reduced price. What is this reduced price? 300. So we have another sale of 150,000 times 300 minus the cost of production. Minus the cost of production. So now the cost of production, that one does not know whether we sold in the year or the following year. Cost of production, so long as you produced, it must have been at 400. So 500,000 times 400. So I saw somebody giving us, most of them were giving us 175. It's supposed to be 160, eh? The 175 was wrong. And the way I saw most of them saying 175. We shall overcome. Let's rub this. I'm being told it's 160. It's 160. I'm being told it's 160. Yeah. So now, can you kindly try number 3 on your own? We see. Just try. Try it. Because this is a subject of evaluations. Try number 3. We see. So number 3, you imagine you've taken, don't tell me, I know the mistake that students will do. Students will tell you that Mwalimu, I sold the 500 here. We are still at the stage of doing what if analysis. What if? What if? So remember, when I'm now here, I've taken to the market 500,000. And how many have been demanded? No, 300, isn't it? We have taken to the market 500 and 300 have been demanded. So I'm able to see myself selling some goods at a higher price and some other goods at a lower price. Let me listen. Let me first of all give you time. Let me give you time. All these 9 cells are what if. They're what if. Remember, this is where we have supply. This is what we are able to decide between. So I can see so many of them giving me 130. I can see so many of them giving me 130. They are very wrong. We can bet on that. Most of them are telling me, Mwalimu, 130. Mwalimu, we can't be wrong. We can't, you're right. Please listen. Here we have supplied 500 and the demand is 300. So you compare demand and supply. The lower one is the effective one, is what will be sold. So in this case here, we sell 300 at the normal price of 900. But remember, these are the 200,000 which are perishing at 300 minus 500,000 times 400. This is what they did for them to get 130. That's what they did for them to get 130. Thank you so much, Rina. Thank you so much. Now we go to number 4. Number 4, give it your best thoughts. Number 4, give it your best thoughts. I'll give you 2 minutes. I will give you 2 minutes. I will give you 2 minutes. Number 4. Just try. You can't come to an AMA class to just copy answers. This doesn't work like that. This one is like Omo. They can't be learning without making ourselves dirty. Your book should be very, very dirty. You should scribble so many things. So we have children saying 175. Because this number 4 is a situation of disappointing some customers. I've taken fewer units to the market, 350, but they come demanding 500,000. I will be able to disappoint 150,000. Number 4, how I wish I can get like 70 students giving me answers, even if they are wrong. Even if they are wrong. Actually, how I wish I could get all the 152 students here giving me their suggested answers. Even 0 is an answer I can take comfortably, because at least you've put in some effort. Thank you so much. Henry has given me 310. You're getting 130. Thank you very much. I can see evens with 160. I can see somebody with 115. I can see 160 million. Thank you. I can see 300,000 from Ms. Ochie. That is really, really impressive. That's what we call democracy. So now, can I do the question as all of you watch my board? All of you now. You're watching my board. I gave you time. Now give me time, right? Now give me time. Now give me time now. Now it is my time. Thank you so much, Peter. Now it is my time. Number 4. So this number 4 is very interesting. I want to get some space. So number 4 is very interesting. Number 4 is very interesting. Because in number 4, I can see the supply is what here, somebody? No, supply is 350. Supply for number 4. And then demand is how many? 500, isn't it? So, ladies and gentlemen, there is no way I will be able to sell air. I will sell now what I have. So then here, I will sell 350,000, the lower. So to know how many you are going to effectively sell, you always work with the lower. So 350,000. Here now I'm going to fetch how much here? 900. Am I going to disappoint any customer here? Yes. How many customers am I disappointing? 150,000. Did you read somewhere that for every customer you disappoint, our company loses 100 bob? Lost goodwill. For every customer we disappoint, there is an opportunity lost. There is an opportunity cost. Kuna mwenye ameshaanza kuona amekosea. Yeah, at least napata confirmation hapa. Mwalimu nimeona nakosea. No, yeah, Jesus. No, don't call Jesus. Where? It's not supposed to be called here. This is easy. There are situations where we need to call Jesus. Look at note number 7. The opportunity cost of not selling an umbrella is 100. If somebody comes and says, hey, I want an umbrella and you don't have it, then because you can see here, we've supplied 350, but there are so many guys demanding. So then minus 150,000, all right? Minus the cost of production. How many do we produce ourselves? 350,000. What is the cost of producing one umbrella? 300, no, 400. 400. So the students who did it that way are the students who got right, and they should be able to clap for themselves. In Zoom, there is a place where you can clap for yourself. There are very many claps there you can give yourself there. Yeah, I can see Billy G. I can see so many of them in this case are saying, yes, Mwalimu, we got this right. So the final answer is supposed to be 160. 160. Sasa mtanifanyia favor. Sasa tafadhali. Asante sana. Hizi na baki zote kila mtu apate correct. Usipata correct, mimi nitakuja mpaka nyumbani na nitachuna wewe masikio. Acha nishout sana, kuna wale mliniambia mwalimu, sisi tunataka tupeka loudspeaker. Alafu watu nyumbani wasikie nakuja kuchuna mtu masikio, washangae na huyu mwalimu ni mwalimu aina gani? Anyway, I just want to draw your attention to us getting now everything correct because we are comparing. We are comparing. Wanafunzi ambao mlifanya AMA la semester iswali, mlikuwa mmefikiria hivyo kweli? Alikuchuna. That's a very good son. Great. Sheila sema kuna siku mwalimu alisema tuchuna watoto tukachunwa. 350 again. I wrote my own things. Wow, okay. I got number 1. Great, dust. Why I use 350 again? Now 400. Yet is the one demanded. Okay, look at this. Okay, look at this. I'm looking at number 4. Number 4, the supply here is 350. 350. The demand for number 4 is 500. You see, you should be able to see the intersection. This one here, the intersection. Intersecting 350 and 500. 350 is supply, 500 is demand. Here we are not having 400 demanded here. Just like when I come here, I'll look at the intersection. We are looking at this demand of 350 versus supply of 350. The intersection. The intersection. I hope that is helpful. I hope that is helpful. Late and they refused to add me 10 minutes. We are still hot. Okay. So we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Niliona giza hiyo. Alafu sasa kuna another question ambayo nitawapatia immediately after this for WhatsApp. Please, hii ni ya motor van. Question ya motor van ya payoff, don't fail to do it. You try it, even if you don't get it, no problem. Yeah, especially that question, I like the fact inakuja nasema kwamba when the van goes down to the market, empty. The variable cost is a little bit lower. I like that question. The moment you do that, then you will be a master of payoff tables. So these guys have given me a lot. Like it will overcome. So wameniambia mwalimu, this one is 175 and don't do it. Everybody's comfortable, mwalimu. That one, don't do it. We come to number 6, 190. Is there somebody who is getting 190, number 6? Number 6 wamesema 145. Mwadhani. Aya, tufanye zote. Sasa tuanze na number 5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with number 5, what is happening? The intersection KK, you never give me feedback. The intersection is 350 supply, and what is being demanded is 350. So we are lucky we shall sell everything. So we sell 350 at 900 minus 350,000 at 400. So then this one here will give us what figure? This one here, they are comfortable. 145. Hii ni 175. Sasa hapa ndio wameona giza. Hebu tuangalie vizuri. Sijajua majina zenu, tajua majina zenu Lucy is Sao Lucy. Number 6, ladies and gentlemen. What is happening? Which intersection is this? I'm supplying 350, but they demand 300. So here I'm going to perish with some goods. I will be perishing with how many? 50. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, here I'm supplying 350. But the demand down there is 300. So first of all, the ones I will sell will be the lower. So the lower, so I sell 300 at what here, somebody? At 900. But of course, I had supplied more. So on this excess, you can see it's 50. This one I'm going to sell next year at how much? At 300. How about the cost of production? It will be basis of the whole supply. Cost of production is always on the base of the whole supply. So it will be 350,000 times what here now for 400, which will end up giving you guys what figure? 190. Wanasema ni 145. Kwa umefanyaje? Angalia, maybe umesubtract hapa. Sema 300,000 times 900 plus 50,000 times 300 minus 350,000. Wengi hawezi kuwa wrong. Wakisema wengi 145, aki hao ndio wako correct. Yeah, Asim is asking, how about opportunity cost? Thank you so much, Paul. Somebody else has 135. Let me answer Paul first. Paul, nataka uangalie kitu vizuri. Sasa tusiangalie kama ni umbrella, tuangalie kama ni samaki. All right? Nimepeleka samaki 350 kwa market. Customers wameagiza 300, Paul. Wakiagiza 300, will you disappoint anybody? I'm seeing a possibility of me having covered everybody. There is nobody who came asking for my fish. Nikasema sina aende, because opportunity cost is only applicable in situations where I turn away a customer. Paul, wacha tuelewane kwanza, na ndio si Paul peke yake. Tuelewane kwanza hapo Paul. Kwamba hapa opportunity cost. Because I've taken, in this case here, yeah, Paul amesema sawa. So umepata 145 sasa. Hii hapa number 6. Umeget, Yeah. So 145 is correct. All of us, I will not move on until all of us agree. Let's agree. Is there somebody who is getting a different answer other than 145? Anybody getting a different answer still? Tumsort kwanza kabla tufute. Anybody getting a different answer? Miss Ndebi anapata 135. 135 kwa nini? Because ukiangalia hapa, supply 350,000, but the demand is 300,000. So we are in agreement. We are selling 300 because always demand supply. You always sell the lower. So we are selling 300,000. So this 300,000 we are selling within the year at a better price at 900. But having done that, we can see in this case here the total supply is 350,000. So we were not able to sell some umbrellas within the year, and they were 50,000. So we perished with these extra ones. When you perish with them, you sell them at a lower price. So in this case here, we'll sell the 50,000 at 300 minus 350,000 times 400, because always cost of production is pegged on the supply. And then you take your calculator slowly. You say 300 times 300,000 times 900 plus 50,000 times 300 minus 350,000 times 400. All of us now should be very comfortable. Is subtracting 50,000 or remember, this is an additional revenue, although smaller revenue. Don't subtract, please. Don't subtract. Done. Thank you so much. Oh, again, it's Mr. Ndobi, not Miss Ndobi. Don't know how. This is sorry for that. Now, please, number seven, lazima tupate sisi wote. Mnapata ngapi number 7? Number 7, most of them are getting 130. 230, number 7. I want number 7. Somebody's getting 170, 90. Number 7 alone. Let's work with number 7 alone. Let's work with number 7 alone. Number 7 alone. Number 7 alone. 130, 130. Number 7 alone. Yeah. 50. Fanya argument, Lazarus. Fanya argument number 7. So number 7, I've supplied 300. Ufika huko chini, watu wanataka goods zangu wengi sana. Angalieni hapa, watu wanataka demand ikakuwa mingi sana, because mimi nimesupply 300 and here the demand is so high. The demand is 500,000. So then that means that I can only sell what I have and I disappoint others. So here, I'm going to sell 300,000 at the normal price 900. I can see I'm disappointing others. How many guys am I disappointing? 200,000. And for every person that I disappoint, my company loses how much? 100. My company loses 100. All right. And then now minus the cost of production. Cost of production is always pegged on this. So minus 300,000 times the cost of production of an umbrella is 400. Is 400. Is 400. Which then at the end of the day will give us what figure? 130,000. Paul nasema at kama 130 ni wrong, I'm going to bed. That's a good challenge, but I don't you can say no problem. It's part of the game. So the answer I'm being told is 130, isn't it? 130. So Paul, you put a number 8 basi. Put a number 8. Put a number 8 one. Number 8 ngapi? Put a number 8 one. Maggie, now Maggie is very fast. Great. So number 8 I'm being told is 145. Number 8 I'm being told is 145. Number 8 I'm being told it is 145. 145. Everybody's getting 145. Sitaki tufanya swali hata ingine. Kwa nataka tufanya addition 3, lakini sitaki tufanya swali ingine. Wacha tu argue mpaka tupate hizi correct. To argue mpaka tupate hizi correct. So remember, these are 300 you have supplied, and now the demand is 350. So demand is higher. We sell everything we have supplied. We sell 300,000. At how much? At 900, isn't it? This is a place of disappointing. So minus 50 times 100. Now minus the cost of production. Cost of production is 300,000 times 400, which students are able to give me a figure of what, year 1? 145. 145. 145. How about the very last one? The last one I'm being told is 90. 150. The last one I'm told, Mwalimu, that one, don't do it, and I will not do it. Mwalimu, that one, don't do it. Mwalimu, that one, don't do it, and I will not do it. The last one, Mwalimu, don't do it. I like Milton. Milton ameongea kabla tuvute board. Milton anasema, Mwalimu, then number 6 is wrong. Number 6 should be 155. Let's look at number 6. But kwanza wamalize kwanza yote, Milton. Kabla tuvute, Milton ameuliza swali kabla tuvute. These are good student. These are good student. Anauliza kabla tuvute. Very good student. Anauliza kabla tuvute. Number 6 wanasema ni 165. Japan. Aya, kwanza hebu settle kwanza on number 9 before tuende back on number 6. Let's settle on number 9 kwanza. Is number 9 150 correct? Everybody? 150 correct. Sasa turudi hapa straight away kwa number 6. So number 6, what is happening in number 6? Number 6, what is happening in number 6? Number 6, I've supplied 350,000. Yeah? And how many have been demanded there? 300. You see, I've supplied 350,000, but the demand is lower. The demand is lower. So this is a scenario of perishability. I'm going to perish with the extra units. Yeah, I'm going to perish with the extra units. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if it's perishing, I can't subtract opportunity cost. Opportunity cost only applies whenever demand is higher than supply. Opportunity cost only applies whenever demand is higher than supply. Turudi hapa. So hapa tumesupply 350, lakini wala wangwana kule chini jameni wametaka 300. So tuwapatie wanataka 300,000. And each in this case here is going for 900, isn't it? So hiyo ambao wametaka, yeah, tumemaliza ile mzuri ile ambao ile kuna demand saa hizo. Hiyo ingine umeambiwa ile na kubakia utauza next year at a throwaway price. So utauza next year ni ngapi somebody? Ni 50,000. And you are selling this at how much here somebody? At 300 at a reduced price. Yeah. Minus, in this case here, the cost of supplying. Cost of supplying, we are getting is 350,000, right? Times what here somebody? Let's first of all close this, Lizzie. Let's close this. Let's close this. Please take your calculator now. 300,000 times 900 plus 50,000 times 300 minus 350,000 times 400. What are we able to get there? How do you know what you're supposed to be placing on the table? Remember, the table basically, you're supposed to be having here alternatives, what you're able to control versus the states of nature demand there. States of nature demand there. So now 145, all of us were in agreement. Milton, are you able to agree with us, Milton, that 145 is the correct answer? Milton, for number 6. Milton, I'm waiting for your response now. Yes. Aya, turudi kwa hii ya number 9. Kuna ninja anapanda number 9, 125. Kuna ninja anapanda number 9, 125. Turudi hapo kwanza. Number 9. So number 9 is a scenario of perfect match. Perfect match hata ina diambo, haina opportunity cost, haina mambo na perishability. Perfect match. 300,000, 300,000. So I sell 300,000 times the normal price. And then supply will be 300,000 times what here somebody? Times 400. This is what they did to get what here? Yeah, if you answered this question very well, Julius, you would have passed, yes. You would have passed 150,000. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now you will be able to allow me to rub this, and then you give me the answers we have gotten. Now give me the answers that we got. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember this is our table. So we have here supply, we have here demand. So 500, 350,000, 300,000. Then we have 500,000, 350,000, 300,000. Yeah. So give me these figures. 250 here. 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 160. 175. 145. 130. 145. 150, thank you very much. So number 2, they wanted us now to solve this question using maxi. So number 2, they want us to solve the question using maxi. Number 8, let me repeat this one, number 8. Why are you not getting these things very well? This number 8 here. This number 8, she never agreed with number 8. Number 8 is very easy. I mean, having done those 9, then you should be comfortable by now. Because it's a what-if analysis. You can see here, Lizzie, for number 8 here, we have supplied how many? We have supplied 300,000. How many have been demanded? 350,000 have been demanded. The demand is more. I'm going to disappoint some customers. I can see some customers going away without goods. So this is a question of disappointments. It's a question of opportunity cost. This is number 8 here. So in this case, then the sales, what I know, I will sell 300,000, the lower. You compare supply versus demand. So you sell the lower, 300,000. At what price? At 900. But then we have 2 costs. The first cost will be the cost of disappointing customers. How many customers shall we disappoint? 50,000. And for each customer you disappoint, you're losing 100. Minus the total cost of supply. Total cost of supply is 300,000 times, we know that we indicate 400 for supplies. So long as you're able to appreciate that when demand is higher, you are sending away customers. Yeah, if I'm sending away customers, for every customer sent away without my umbrella, the company loses 100. Don't confuse perishability scenarios and disappointment scenarios. I perish when I supply more than what is demanded. But whenever demand is higher, I disappoint customers. 145 iko sawa, si ndio? The audio kuna shida. Ala. Yeah, thank you so much. So then they want us in this case here to use maxi. So remember that maxi is also known as best of the best. Maxi is also known as best of the best. Best of best. So you come and create a column here for the best. Best. So you move for each row. Like now row number 1, the highest profit. The very best profit is 250. The very highest here is 175. Then the very highest here is 150. And then amongst the best, you pick the very best. So which one is the best of the best? 250 is in it. Yeah, because maxi top, maxi is best of the best. So 250 is the highest here. So this is what we call BB, best of best. And using maxi, therefore we should supply how many? The one that corresponds to this is 500,000, isn't it? So using maxi, supply 500,000. Using maxi, supply 500,000. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? All payoff table, they appear like this. All payoff table, they appear like this. Once I do the second, third question, you'll be comfortable. You'll be comfortable. And please don't put probabilities here. No. Now, from there, ladies and gentlemen, we have what they are calling maxi who? Max mini. So max mini is also known as best of the worst. Is also known as best of the worst. So you create a column of worsts here. Don't grab this. You simply create a column of worsts here. Create a column of worsts. The worst profit. So the worst. So in this case here, the very worst is which one here, somebody? 130. Yeah. And then we have the second one here. The very worst is 145. The very worst one here is 130. So among us the three, which one will be the BW, best of the worst? 130 will be the best. 145, yes. 145. So best of the worst there will be 145. So this is what we call BW. 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 And therefore, if it's max mini, in this case here, supply how many units? 300, 350. Lucy, check well. Supply 350,000. Supply 350,000. So I'm so sure the students who are here, had you done this question this way, we would be talking of a different story, but such is life. Such is life. Such is life. Yeah, Mr. Cheng is asking a very, very important question. How about, in this case here, minimax? Minimax. Minimax. So minimax will need an opportunity cost table. There is an opportunity cost or opportunity loss table that I'll be able to do it in my next class. So somebody wants me to repeat. Remember the moment you see max mini. Max mini means what here? Somebody best of the what? Best of the worst. And remember, for the best of the worst, these models, you start with the worst. You start with the worst. So the worst is the lowest profit. So the worst here was 130. The worst here was 145. The worst here was 130. Among us, the three, which one is the best of the worst? Which one is the best of the worst? Which one is the best? 145. 145. Good questions were being asked there by students. Can this examiner repeat this question this semester? If you are in my shoes, please help Mwalimu now answer that question. So do you want me to teach like the syllabus, or do you want me to start saying this question can come, this cannot come? Let me not teach here. I would rather teach everything. Let's teach everything. Let's teach everything. Even on your side, just learn everything. Because again, these things are very much connected with the other topics here. Let's teach everything. After all, you know that, yeah, be prepared. You know that towards the end, we normally do what we call low-hanging fruits. Those low-hanging fruits, those last-minute classes, then I'll be able to know what to focus on. But for now, we are covering the syllabus. For now, we are covering the syllabus. We teach everything, yeah. Let's cover the syllabus. Let's cover the syllabus. Otherwise, I would want to say bye-bye. So before we meet, everybody should have gone through this very question. Yeah, you repeat. Otherwise, thank you very much. See you later. See you later. Bye. And I hope the new students will make a decision to join RCM. Homework, I'll be able to share it on WhatsApp. Yeah, thanks for asking for that. I'll be able to share the homework on WhatsApp. Assignment, I'll share, yes. I'll share on WhatsApp, yeah. I'll share on WhatsApp. Thank you. Haiwezi kuja wewe kwenda. Wacha si tusome kila kitu wewe.